From heartwarming acts of generosity to extravagant challenges watched by millions, MrBeast has become a symbol of the YouTube dream, but even the brightest stars cast shadows. Could recent allegations against him and his production teams bring his seemingly unshakable empire crashing down?
I am standing on $5 million, the grand prize of the most insane competition show you've ever seen. And competing for it are these 1,000 contestants. Are you all ready?
Recently, contestants from his reality show, Beast Games, filed a class action lawsuit accusing MrBeast and Amazon Prime of unsafe working conditions, unpaid wages, and even sexual harassment. This shocking development has sent shockwaves across the entertainment world.
I was a contestant until the end. I also didn't accept their hush money. It was really bad. People were having seizures because they were not getting medication, even though we were promised we would. And it was 100% rigged. They presented it as though the game would be like Squid Games, basically a type of game show where all the games are an even playing field. That was not at all the case. All the games were about speed and strength, so only the young athletic males were at an advantage over the women, and elderly people were also casted.
But there's more to this story. In today's video, we'll dive deep into these new lawsuits, explore past controversies surrounding MrBeast, and discuss the broader implications for content creators expanding their businesses. You won't want to miss this. In 2024, MrBeast raised the stakes yet again with Beast Games, a reality competition inspired by his viral Squid Game YouTube video. Unlike the original, which recreated the show's challenges with 456 players, this Amazon Prime production featured 1,000 contestants competing for a life-changing $5 million prize. It was marketed as the most intense competition ever seen.
I think a lot of people who watch this show aren't going to believe that we actually had this many people all in one spot. But we did. The energy of having 1,000 people like this, all excited, screaming, I felt like when I was standing on that money and they were all cheering and pointing at me, I felt like a superhero. I was like, well, this is cool. This is definitely one of the highlights of my life, filming this episode.
But with success comes responsibility and scrutiny. As the scale of MrBeast's projects grows, so does the complexity of managing them. And with Beast Games, it seems like cracks are beginning to show.
Beast Games has received a lot of negative press surrounding things such as many injuries on set, lack of access to medication, and in some cases life-saving medication, understaffed medical crew, multiple seizures, misplaced undergarments, rude staff, unfair advantages in the game, lack of background checks for some contestants, inadequate food and water at some times, and much, much, much more.
Most recently, a contestant who participated took to TikTok to express her experience within MrBeast's game show, claiming that she can now freely explain her point of view since her NDA just expired.
My NDA is expired and I'm ready to talk. I was a contestant on MrBeast Beast Games, the show where contestants are now suing MrBeast for unfair work conditions, and I just want to talk about everything that I saw, everything I witnessed, and my experience overall.
She went on to explain how strict the rules imposed on the contestants were, claiming that they were not even allowed to leave their rooms after checking in, and whoever did got eliminated.
Do not leave the hotel room at all. If we catch you out, you're eliminated. And I will say that night there were a few people who were eliminated. Someone was caught at the pool, someone was caught gambling in the hotel, etc.
After that, she claimed that prior to the game starting, the contestants were made to sit in a waiting room for hours without any source of food, water, or other kind of refreshment.
So we all come down to the lobby and they make us wait there until about 3 p.m. No food, no water, nothing. We're just sitting there waiting.
She also claimed that the contestants were given next to no information as to what the game show was actually about, which meant all 1,000 of the people were going in with blind faith in MrBeast and adrenaline.
We knew nothing about this going in. I knew that it was a game show, but I had no idea what it was going to be about. During the interview process, they would ask questions like, if we dropped you in the middle of the ocean, would you be able to swim? Things like that. But other than that, we were coming in fully blind. We didn't know where it was being filmed. We were told we were going to Vegas about 2 days before, and that's when we got our flight information.
According to the TikToker, the contestants were made to go without food for the next couple of hours as well, and were provided with a proper meal almost about the end of the day. And what was the meal, you may ask? Bland oatmeal.
So all day we had went with no meal. Then we get our meal. And this is when it started sinking in, like, oh wow, this is gonna be a lot, because it was a tiny thing of oatmeal. And if you've seen his videos, he's known for serving very bland oatmeal as part of the trick, so that, you know, to try and get you to break. So it was very bland oatmeal. We had 2 celery sticks and 2 carrot sticks about this big, and then 2 cherry tomatoes. I'm starving. I did not eat all day, and I'm looking at this and I'm already like, wow, here we go.
After the games, she claims that contestants weren't even provided with basic necessities such as a place to take a shower, and were given a simple sleeping setup that required the people to sleep on the stadium turf.
It smelled so bad. There was no showers, nothing like that. We could use the bathroom, obviously, but people smelled horrible. And they were like, nope, sorry, we haven't got that organized yet. Just go to bed, we'll figure it out in the morning. So it's about 6 a.m. We go to bed, we sleep in our sleeping bags on the turf. Stadium lights are still on, but I knock out. I was exhausted.
Talking about the team's mismanagement, she provided the world with details on how after waking up with just 3 hours of sleep, they weren't provided with food since the team assumed that they would be sleeping for longer. I mean, is that even a valid excuse?
Someone from production comes down and he's like, well, we thought that you guys were gonna sleep till like later, so we don't have a meal for you until 2 p.m. So we're all like pissed and starving and just sitting there bored on the turf and no clothes still.
She even revealed the inner turmoils that surrounded the teams in the games themselves, going on to explain how people got physically hurt and how everyone started arguing because of the environmental conditions. The crazy part, the fighting didn't even make it to the final video.
And a lot of people got hurt during that game, people got trampled, etc. My team fought the whole day. People were trying to be the leaders, they were trying to vote, people were screaming at each other. It was really bad. Come to find out, the teams were dismantled for the second game anyways, so basically we fought all day for absolutely no reason.
Afterwards, they're all falling. This is real. We dropped over 500 people.
How did you make sure that these drops were safe?
I want to build suspense.
Highlighting more of MrBeast's team management issues, the contestant emphasized on the fact that the undergarments they had submitted upon arrival were never given back to them, especially not during the games they brought them for.
During this time, still no undergarments. The whole time I was there, I ended up getting out after game 2, but I never got my undergarments and I never got them back either. I finally just got like reimbursed the other day, and we filmed back in July, and I just now got reimbursed because I brought all my best stuff. Like, A, I'm gonna be on TV, 2, I'm like competing, so I want to like look good, feel good, you know, like be my best stuff. So I brought 4 Lululemon sports bras. I never got those back.
She then went on to claim that the lawsuits alleged against MrBeast and his team were correct, and went on to narrate instances where basic human necessities were denied to contestants, leading to medical issues and even seizures.
So here's where some of those allegations come into play. While I was there for about 48 hours in Allegiant Stadium. It was rumored that 4 people had seizures. Some of it was due to, you know, the game that we played, people got trampled, but the majority of it was due to people not getting their medication. The food was very unorganized, people's medication was very unorganized. I witnessed a girl say, I need to take food with my medication. Can you give me something that I can eat with this? And she was refused that because it would have been an advantage in the game if she was able to eat and we weren't. And that was when I started to be like, this is kind of weird.
In mid-2024, Ava Chris Tyson, a frequent collaborator and former co-host in several of MrBeast's videos, faced allegations of grooming a minor. While MrBeast was not directly implicated, the controversy cast a shadow over his brand.
So MrBeast had a problem. He just recently fired his longtime friend and co-worker, Ava Chris Tyson, for speaking inappropriately to people who are 18. -4, let me give some of y'all a second. But that wasn't his problem. His problem came after he tweeted he was disgusted by Ava's behavior, and people started coming out saying, why are you disgusted? You knew. Now, why are people saying this? Well, because when I said longtime friend, I meant longtime friend. Even roommates at one point, way back to the days where Ava was Chris. Yes, if you didn't know, Ava is trans. Now, if you think that's relevant to this situation, then wisdom is chasing you, but you are faster. But see, here's where things start to get wicked. So I need you to really pay attention. People are also saying this is because Ava was doing all of this in public. This wasn't no private chat. All of this stuff was on a public Discord server and also all over Twitter.
MrBeast launched an independent investigation into these claims, which ultimately found no evidence of grooming. However, the investigation did reveal incidents of inappropriate workplace behavior, leading to the termination of several employees. Ava Tyson has since denied all allegations, but remains absent from any future MrBeast projects.
So, First off, to just set the foundation, I think a lot of people are saying, oh, of course, Jimmy did an internal investigation, found himself, they didn't find any wrongdoing, which is also not true, which I assume we'll go into that more later. They did find some wrongdoing, just not in regards to like the serious Ava allegation. So that's a, false truth. And then on top of that, it wasn't an internal investigation. It was an external investigation, which was clearly laid out in the things we showed.
While MrBeast acted swiftly to address the situation, the incident highlighted the risks of working with a large, high-profile team and the difficulty of maintaining control over every aspect of his growing enterprise. In August 2024, Dogpack404, a former employee turned YouTuber, released a scathing expose claiming unethical workplace practices within MrBeast's operations. The video included interviews with ex-employees who alleged unrealistic work expectations, lack of overtime pay, and a toxic work environment.
After posting, I got hundreds of messages from former MrBeast employees, and I had them all send proof of former employment. Just people showing their support or telling their stories of fake videos or unsafe practices, toxic work.
I feel really guilty about the way this shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, it's fucked up, that.
In a rare public statement, MrBeast denied the claims, stating that his team follows strict workplace policies and suggesting that Dogpack404's allegations were motivated by personal grievances. He has since hinted at taking legal action for defamation, though no lawsuit has been filed yet.
Well, there's tons of examples of him intentionally manipulating things to not be true and posting it online. Tons and tons and tons of that. Soggy has basically an hour and 27-minute video, and an hour of it is just flat out proving manipulation and lies, and caused a lot of harm to my businesses. I mean, I've literally had people pull out millions of dollars and then tell me it was directly because of his video. And don't worry, I instantly was like, can you send that in writing? So
why are we seeing so many legal challenges for MrBeast now? According to a media lawyer, creators like MrBeast are no longer just individuals. They're essentially running entertainment empires. And with that comes the same level of scrutiny faced by traditional production companies.
MrBeast is simply not a YouTube channel anymore. He's a corporation.
However, some fans believe these lawsuits may be opportunistic. Given MrBeast's immense wealth and influence, it's easy to see why he could become a target for legal action. Supporters point to his history of philanthropy and insist that these allegations don't align with his public persona or values. Regardless of where you stand, this situation highlights a growing issue in the creator economy, the challenge of scaling operations while maintaining the personal touch and ethical standards that made creators successful in the first place. To sum it up, MrBeast has undeniably changed the game for digital creators. But as his projects grow larger and more ambitious, so do the risks. The recent allegations surrounding Beast Games are a stark reminder that even the most beloved figures are not immune to controversy. Whether these claims hold up in court or not, they raise important questions about the responsibilities of creators and the standards we should expect from them. What do you think about these allegations? Are they justified concerns, or do you think MrBeast is being unfairly targeted because of his success? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video thought-provoking, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates.